to you a little while about a mistake I made one time, inviting you to pastor school. Let me, before I go, I'm going to talk on a mistake I made when I was a boy of not living by that kind of a schedule. And I'm going to talk to you about the young Jack Hyles and his schedule. I'm talking about way back yonder now in East Texas. But I want to read a verse for you. Don't turn to it, but I want to read a verse to you. And there'll be no notes to take for a few minutes because I'm going to talk to you about this verse for a few minutes. As the Lord commanded Moses, his servant, so did Moses command Joshua, and so did Joshua. And I get this line. He left nothing undone of all that the Lord commanded Moses. He left nothing undone of all that the Lord commanded Moses. Didn't say he didn't leave anything undone. He said left nothing undone that God commanded. In other words, everything God commanded, Joshua did. It says he left nothing undone of all that the Lord had commanded. Life is too short. Now hear me carefully. Life is too short to do everything. Nobody in this room can do all he's supposed to do. That means that since none of us can do all he's supposed to do, that means there's some things in life we have to leave undone. Show me what you leave undone, and I will tell you what kind of Christian you are. Everybody has to leave something undone. Don't show me what you've done, show me what you've left undone. Most of us leave the important things undone. Because the big things never clamor for your time. Big things and big people don't. Lee Robertson's never said to me, "You never spend any time with me. I called you and couldn't get through." No, big people don't clamor for your time. And the important things in life don't clamor for your time. The little things, the pesky things that clamor and beg and plead and fight for your time. Consequently, the most important things in life must be done on purpose. You'll do the least important things, they will command you to do so. But if you do the big things, you'll do those big things on purpose. Somebody took a poll of preachers, listed what they thought were the six duties of the pastorate. And they said, question one, what of these six is most important? And the most important the preachers voted for was prayer. The last thing they voted for in importance was administration. Second question was, what do you spend the most time on? List how many hours you spend a week on these six things. Number one was administration. Number six, or last, was prayer. And that's your problem. Hey, in case you would like to know it, there is a God in heaven. And in case you would like to know it, he hears prayers. And in case you would like to know it, he answers prayers. And in case you would like to know it, the most important thing in your life as a man of God is your prayer time. For instance, I have a lot to do. I can't do all I'm supposed to do. I pastor a church with tens of thousands of members. 40,000 people come to this church at least once a month. I have Hammond Baptist schools. We have a grade school and a junior high school and a high school. And we have a bus kid grade school and bus kid junior high school and high school. 1,500 students in our schools. Hyles Anderson College will have anywhere from 2,500 to 3,000 students enrolled on a given year, full-time and part-time. I lead those things. I preach 3 sermons a day, average 3 sermons a day. I have 147 counseling sessions every week, average. It takes $40,000 every day of the year to keep us going. Now think about that for a minute. 40,000 times 7 is $280,000 a week. That's almost a third of $1 million that must come every week to keep this ministry going. I have to raise it. I travel 200,000 miles a year on jet planes preaching in churches and conventions across the country. I receive hundreds of pieces of mail a week. Pastors who need help call me. I'm sure I pastor 2,000 pastors. I've written, 42 or 43 books. I'm busy. Now, I cannot do everything that I am supposed to do. That means I must choose what to do. Average preacher in this room spends most of your time doing things not even mentioned in this Bible. The Bible doesn't say anything about conducting funerals. Now, I do it. Not many. My associate pastor conducts most of them. Bible says nothing about conducting weddings. Bible says nothing about pastoral visits to your people. And yet the average preacher here spends most of your time doing what the Bible says nothing about, like playing God. But anyway, now, if you came to my office today, if you sat down at my desk, if you could find the desk during this week, you sat down at my desk, I could ask you to turn around and look right behind my desk, and you'll find a big box of letters that high. What's in there? Unanswered mail. Don't you answer your mail? No, all of it. Why? Because it's not listed that high on my priorities. Don't misunderstand me. I send out letters every day. But I'm talking about there are literally hundreds of letters I've never answered. Why? Because I am going to get my prayer time in. And I am going to get my Bible study time in. And I'm going to get my soul winning time in. And I'm going to get my preaching time in. I'm trying to tell you, men, the great secret to success in any area is what you leave undone. Joshua left nothing undone of all the Lord commanded. There may have been a few suggestions he left undone. There may have been a few preferences left undone, but Joshua said, if all the things I leave undone, I'm not going to leave undone what God commanded me to do. Joshua couldn't do it all. He had to leave something undone. He looked at all he had to do, checked to see if there were commandments, did everything commanded, left no commandments undone, then did all he could do of the rest and left the rest undone. Many a successful person has been a failure in life because of what he left undone. Many a good soul-winning wife has been a failure in life because she left the main thing in life of being a good wife undone. Many a successful pastor has been a failure in life because he left the wrong things undone. Many a successful husband has been a failure in life because he left the wrong things undone. Many a wonderful mother, a soul-winning young person, a popular woman speaker, a good Bible teacher, has been a failure in life because they've done the things that are not commanded and left those things undone. For example, now listen carefully to me. I'm going to teach you something you never heard before in your life. Take Proverbs 31. You ladies, you love to talk about the Proverbs 31 woman. Did you know there's not a single commandment in Proverbs 31? I'm talking about Joshua left nothing undone of all that God commanded. In Proverbs 31, there are no commandments. It talks about a virtuous woman, but doesn't tell a woman what to do. But in Ephesians 5:22, it says it commands a woman to submit herself to her own husband. And Ephesians 5:24, it's a commandment that says be in subjection to your own husband. And Ephesians 5:33, it's a commandment that a woman reverence her husband. Now, God commands you to submit yourself and subject yourself to your husband. I like the Ephesians 5 woman best. For Proverbs 31 just simply tells about a good virtuous woman. Ephesians 5 says, do this. Joshua said, I can't do everything I'm supposed to do, so I'm going to put the commandments on top. And ladies, you go back home and be a decent wife and put the commandments on the top of your list. Don't teach in my Bible school if you're not a submissive wife. I don't care if you're the best soul winner in your church. I don't care if you travel 565 million miles a year speaking at women's conventions. I wouldn't give a dime for you unless you obey the commandments. Yeah, ladies, like calling your husbands yesterday is not as much fun as you thought it was, is it? Hold it, fellas. You're going to get it.